welcome back. Konnichiwa. Herzlich willkommen. So my friends, update here on NIO. I want to explain you why I'm super bullish on NIO. The whole stock market and the crypto market is pushing, but NIO is trading here at $4. But we can see here in the chart that we are now here in a very low price range. There is still, of course, some more downside potential, but we have a lot of upside potential as well. I show you here my new macro pattern for NIO, and everything, of course, what I say here is not financial advice. I give you here my opinion and prediction based on the chart. Yeah, guys, when we see the actual price, $4.16, we can see that NIO is holding here some kind of bottom since April 2024. We retesting that and we built here based on this bottom move here and higher high. We had this here in October, but we have no breakout yet. I show you now here my drawings and the indicators where we could here potentially see a reversal for NIO, and I can say that, guys, from the beginning I'm very bullish on NIO for 2025. So let's start with this video here. If you didn't see my previous videos, guys, nothing changed here. I will show you one additional chart in this video here. This is the micro perspective which we have. So when we make a very quick recap, NIO squeezed here in 2020. The main squeeze started here from $2.30. Sorry, you can see the green line here is something like the squeeze trigger zone. The bottom was here in at around $2.15, and in my opinion the squeeze trigger price level where the party starts is $2.64. That's why we also have these drawings here. I expect, to be honest, that NIO could retest this price level one more time. We could even come much lower because we have here open business in the chart. Here is one open gap at $1.55. But as I said, we don't have to come down like this. Overall, I am very bullish on NIO. But you have to understand that the market makers always get the lowest possible prices here. We had here in price run up back here in when the IPO was in 2018. The NIO squeezed here from $5.50 to $13. Nice pump and then huge shakeout here. The all-time low was $1.19. Keep that in mind, guys. We're trading here at $4.16 right now. So the downside potential, even just based on the open gap, is around 61%. Yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, the market makers could do that. They could do that. They don't have to, but they could do that. However, when we see what happened then, guys, yeah, NIO squeezed here from $1.19 all the way back up to $66.99. This is an incredible short squeeze. That was the result of the bull run. And yeah, guys, we are in a bull run. We are almost, in my opinion, at the peak of the bull run here for 2025. It could be extended a little bit more until maybe May, June, July. That is possible, but I think then we see a strong pullback. And for NIO, you can see that NIO didn't profit from this bull run here. We just coming down and down and down, and the reason for that is because we are here in this micro trend channel pattern. What does that mean? When we see what happened here after the squeeze, we have this accumulation trend channel pattern here, and one of the purposes why we have to come down like that is because we have so many open gaps in the chart. When I disable for a second the drawings, guys, we have here all these orange fields which you see here are open down gaps, and the chance that we close those open down gaps is about 90%. That's why I said that. Keep that in mind, guys. We have still open down gaps here at $3.34, $2.55 and $1.55. Does that mean we have to come down like that before NIO can squeeze? No, guys, that doesn't have to happen, but sooner or later, maybe in 10 years, maybe in 2 years, maybe this year, we have to close the open down gaps. The good news is that we also have a chance to close the open up gaps, and these are the green lines here in the chart, and you can see that we have then potential here to come back to $27, $29 and even $58. Yeah, I think $27 and $29 is possible. This is not here to create FOMO or to hype you up. Yeah, this is not a hype video, guys. This is my honest and pure chart analysis, and I show you in a second why I think this is possible, why I think NIO can do that. What we have to understand is that the actual float for NIO, I will show you this here, is around 1.3 billion shares. This is the, in German we say Milliarden, 1,3 Milliarden shares. So we have 1.3 billion shares here. And when we started squeezing here in 2020, at least when my research is right, then the float has been around 770 million shares. So this is of course much lower, almost half of the actual float. That's why we need a lot of buying volume, or even something like a repurchase program that the insiders buy some shares back whatsoever, because the float is very big. It is possible to come back even here to $58 or higher, but I think these price levels here, $27, $29, are more realistic based on the actual price. That would mean we have here a squeeze potential of around 500 to 600% in my opinion. When we talk about squeeze potential, guys, what I usually do here on my channel is I try to predict short squeezes here. Of course, the main purpose is to educate you in trading. That's why I'll show you here several chart techniques also for NIO and many other stocks. But I also try to predict short squeezes. I do that every week, guys. I have my so-called swing trade alerts on Patreon. Here's one example where I posted here a swing trade ticker, and then just in the same pre-market here, when I made this post, this ticker already started to squeeze 187%. Here was the release date, the yellow line, and then this ticker squeezed 187%. And I release also every Sunday here my so-called hot stocks. Hot stocks are my personal finest selection of short squeeze stocks, where I expect those stocks to squeeze in the very few next days. You can also see here some of the member feedbacks where we had here 350, 370% gain just with a single trade. There is of course no guarantee, but I also want to share here very quick one of my latest member emails with you, which I got here on Patreon. You can pause the video if you want to read that by yourself. Very inspiring story here from this member. He is a member since 4 months here on my Patreon, and you can see he made already here 974% in total profit. So this is very impressive, and yeah, I'm proud that those members here are able to understand what I teach here on my channel. And you can see that also here. Yeah, if you want to learn, yeah, everything is possible here. You can be very successful in trading, guys. If you also want to join in our trading community, then you can here check the Patreon full package membership. This is here the most popular membership which I have. You get a lot of benefits, and if you click here the info icon in the corner, you can check join in, guys. And yeah, everybody is welcome. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or an advanced trader. So guys, so when we talk about the micro pattern here for NIO, we are still compressed here in this micro pattern, but we cannot touch the bottom trend line here anymore. That's why, in my opinion, NIO starts to trade now here sideways. And in my opinion, guys, we left this pattern already, because we have no touch points anymore here. The middle range of this channel is also a potential resistance. I hope you can see that here, this middle line here, and we cannot touch that anymore, since that would mean we ending up here at 30 cents or lower. Of course, technically everything is possible, but just in a couple of weeks, then this is not possible anymore. So I think NIO will start to find its bottom and then start to squeeze out of this trend channel. And therefore, I think potential price targets for that before we see a short squeeze. Maybe the bottom is in, guys. Maybe the bottom is already in. $3.73 is here one very important price level for support. Maybe we have to retest it one more time. But in my opinion, yeah, this is what I'm doing, not financial advice. If NIO comes down like $2.66 or $2.56, guys, I will load the boat crazy for NIO, crazy. I will buy a hell of shares. This is my personal strategy. Please make your own due diligence. This is not financial advice. Now I show you here the micro or the macro pattern. And this is very interesting, because when we see now the overall, this is what you saw just right now. The yellow lines here is the micro trend channel pattern, but in the macro trend channel pattern, this is this one here, this trend channel, guys, you can see that we are already here very close to the bottom. We had already here one fake out with a small squeeze, touch point squeeze. So if we would touch this bottom here one more time, that means we have to come back down here to $3.20 or a little bit lower. That's why I'm very hyped up, guys. Yeah, if we come below $3 here in the next weeks for NIO, we don't have to, as I said, but if this happens, I think we have a very high squeeze potential. I could be wrong. When they start, of course, to dilute the stock, this is then a completely different story. Yes, we still have here the open gap at $1.55. Keep that in mind. This is a potential scenario that we don't see a squeeze at all until we come back to $1.55. I personally would just buy more shares, because I have high expectations for NIO. And I said that in the beginning, that it is possible that we come back here to price levels, yeah, the open gaps, when we check that here one more time, the open gaps which are waiting here in the $20 range. So here, $29, $27. When we see that here, I think because of the delusion, because we have here now a much bigger float compared to 2020, that's why I think if we should see a squeeze for NIO, I think this is something here like the price target, because here everything over $26 leads into a much bigger squeeze. If I see this trend channel pattern here, the open gap at $10 is my first price goal. This is just for a normal algo squeeze, not a short squeeze, but you can see that there is a potential resistance here. There is a very strong resistance right now because NIO gapped up here. We can see that in the past of $9.30 here in this range, NIO gapped up, and $10.60 is some of resistance here. That's why I think this is just an algo squeeze, a 100% move here, around 100% when we come back to $10. But I think when we really talk here about a short squeeze, something like this with a gap up and high volume, then I think the trend channel top here, the top line in the $18 range is a potential price target. But I think even the open gaps here in the $26 to $27 range could be a price target for NIO. This is what I think. This is what the chart is telling me. This is of course based on the actual situation. If NIO should continue to dilute the float much more, then of course the chance for this kind of squeeze gets lower and lower and lower, and it might be resulting in a stock split, guys. But for now, this is the technical situation, and I am super bullish on NIO, guys. Yeah, the market, as I said, will cool off, and maybe when the market starts to cool off, maybe when all the other stocks and crypto starts to sell off, yeah, this is everything pump and dump, guys. Keep that in mind. That could be the time where NIO starts to shine and start to rise and start to close all the open gaps here, or at least partly those open gaps to the upside. Yeah, guys, if you want to copy here the price levels from my chart that looks a little bit messed up, I will disable the indicators. This is my landing zone here. As you know, that is nothing changed here from the previous video. This is the landing zone between $2.66 and $2.56. We don't have to come low like this. That's why I think here everything between $3.70, guys, and $2.50. This is here a very welcome dip zone for NIO, and the price goals which I expect to the upside here as soon as we break back over $5.37, $7.84, $10.70 is at least what I expect. And you can also see when the bottom should be in here, then this wedge pattern here comes to an end very soon. Maybe one more shakeout before NIO starts to squeeze, and you can see that could happen immediately here in the first quarter of 2025. If you want to copy the price levels, this is everything based on TradingView, what you see here. This is the chart program what I use for all my videos and all my trades. Yeah, and if you also want to become successful in trading like here my member, then I think you need a good chart program, otherwise you cannot spot the algos, and that's why I recommend TradingView, guys. I can offer you here a $15 discount link on the premium tier. When you click the info icon in the corner, you get access here to this TradingView discount link. So my friends, that was the update on NIO. I hope that was helpful for you. If you don't want to miss any updates, then please hit the like and subscribe button right now. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, and see you in the next NIO Video. Arigatou gozaimasu. Vielen Dank. Alles Gute, viel Erfolg mit NIO und bis zum nächsten Video. Take care. Bye bye, guys.